Today, we're going to be talking about the topic of custom AI models and fine-tuned AI models. Oftentimes, when we work with the customers, a question pops up. Can I just use a foundational model, an off-the-shelf model? Or maybe I need to fine-tune one just for me. Or maybe yet, I need to completely train a brand new model. And honestly, sometimes it's really hard to know the difference between those and when to use which approach. I personally find the announcements about the partnership between Apple and OpenAI from Worldwide Developer Conference as a great example of the differences. If you just read the headline, Apple doubles down on artificial intelligence, announcing partnership with OpenAI, it's easy to focus on the second half of that statement. But if you dig a little bit deeper, you will see that Apple is actually building a set of very specialized, purpose-built AI models that they're calling Apple Intelligence that will help you to transcribe your voice conversations or summarize all the notifications or maybe find stuff in your photographs. And only if those specialized purpose-built models don't work, then via Siri, they will kick it back to OpenAI's more foundational or maybe even fine-tuned models. So an easy answer, right? If Apple decided that it needs its own customized model, then that's the right answer for everybody, right? But before we get there, let's understand what it takes to actually train a custom AI model. Generally, you will be starting from scratch or from a very basic model, and you will need to define all the architecture of the neural network, including all the layers and parameters and everything in between. Now, that is probably the only way to accomplish something that is very tailored to your solution, that is efficient and has high accuracy. That's really the only way to build a model that can run on a phone. But on the other hand, it does require literally hundreds of millions of dollars of investments. Aidan Gomez is the CEO and co-founder of Cohere, a company that specializes in building custom models for large enterprises. He's also well known for his role in the Attention is All You Need paper that introduced the concept of transformers that is really the foundation for the large language model revolution that we're experiencing today. In a recent interview for the Decoder podcast, Aidan explains that in his company they're spending hundreds of millions of dollars to train the models. And this is while being capital efficient. Okay, so maybe training a fully custom AI model is not for everybody or not for most of us. But what other options are there? Enter fine-tuning. With fine-tuning, you start with a pre-existing model trained on a large set of data, and you adjust it to work well with a specific task or a specific data set. Thanks to fine-tuning, you can increase the model's speed, you can improve its accuracy, and you can reduce the consumption of tokens. According to some studies, you can get as much as 85% token reduction. Fine-tuning can also be performed on much smaller datasets. All you need is 50 to 100 examples and you can get going. And different foundational model providers expose APIs that make the process easy. There are even free projects that allow you to fine-tune an open source model like Meta's Llama 2. And if you look at Anthropic and OpenAI, their APIs let you fine-tune one of their foundational models. Here's an example of how to do it with OpenAI. All you need is to provide some sample messages, the system message, a user message, and a message that you would expect the AI to respond with. Giving this to the fine-tuning API will allow to create a fine-tuned model just for you. Now that we have a basic definition of the available options and an understanding of what it takes to implement one, let's go back to that initial question. What is the right path for me? I generally recommend starting with a foundational model, or preferably multiple ones to see if one actually may work for you. You can also accomplish quite a bit with prompt engineering and retrieval augmented generation by infusing examples directly into the model. If you do have a large dataset and need something specialized and a little bit faster, fine-tuning is for you. And then you should probably only consider fully training a custom model if you have a very large specialized dataset and significant budget. Lastly, let's have a look how Neferdata can help. Our platform allows you to experiment with different foundational models without ever changing a line of code. With our most recent release, we also introduced a feature that allows you to correct the responses that AI generated. Those corrections are automatically fed back to the model to improve future responses. And then the platform also caches a lot of the data. This improves the speed and lowers the cost, but that cached data can also be used for fine-tuning. The AI ecosystem is rich with features, tools, and techniques. At Neferdata, our commitment is to make it easy to navigate it and to help you to build your dream AI-powered solution.